Hey, good morning, children. So, our lesson for today is all about sequencing of events. Are you ready for our lesson for today? How are you? How was your day? Okay, so let us start our lesson. So, just like what I said, our lesson for today is all about sequencing of events. Okay, before we proceed to our lesson, I just want to have a warm up. Okay, so our warm up is called follow me. Yes, you are right, because you need to follow my instructions. Okay, for example, when I say raise your right hand, you have to raise your right hand. When I say raise your left hand, you have to raise your left hand. Can you show me? Okay, very good. Okay, let's start. Okay, raise your right hand. Very good. Raise your left hand. Very good. How about raise both hands? Very good. Okay, can you hold your cheeks for a while? Like this? Okay, very good. Now I can see your beautiful faces. Okay, so good job, children. Now let us proceed to the following. Okay, so I have here the unlocking of difficulties. So just like what we do in our everyday lesson, okay, before we proceed to a story, we will unlock first or uh, try to get them we will first try to get the meaning of the difficult words. Okay, so these are the words that you might find difficult as we go along the way with our text for today. Okay, so we have the following words. Okay, so number one, Peter and his friends blanked down the desserts on the table. So the jumbled letters are D, E, L, B, B, O, and G. Okay, so all you need to do is to rearrange the following letters, and by using the context clues that you can find in the sentence, be able to get the correct answer. Okay, and just fill it in the blank. Okay, number two, we have he answered with a blank that allowed her to see his fangs. The jumbled letters are N, I, R, and G. Third is her music is popular here and blank. And the jumbled letters for number three are D, A, O, R, B, and A. Okay, so I'll give you like 3 minutes to answer. Okay, very good. So now that you're done, let us see if you got the correct answer. Can you hear the birds humming in my background? Okay, so that is the usual setup that we're going to have. Okay, so the answers are the following. Number one, gobbled. Number two is green. And number three is abroad. What do you mean by gobbled? When we say gobbled, it means to eat something hurriedly and noisily. When do you usually gobble? It is when you go home super hungry from play outside or from school. So you gobbled. Actually, you must eat slowly and chew your food slowly. But sometimes, I think you do it because of hunger. Okay? Number two is green. When you say green, it's not referring to the color. But when we say green, it means to smile broadly, especially in an unrestrained manner and with the mouth open. You're just smiling, okay? With your mouth open. Can you do that? Very good. Okay. So next answer is abroad. So when we say abroad, it means in or to a foreign country. Okay? So I know some of your parents are working abroad or working in a foreign country. Okay. So I have here the diary of Alyana. I don't think you're still writing diary nowadays, right? But what I'm sure of is you are writing your diary but not in this manner. Instead, you are using your Facebook account because I can read it every day because I am your friend in Facebook, and I can see that you have your entry day by day. So we can consider it as diary because that is how you feel that day. Okay, so before in our time, we used to do it on in our notebook. Okay, we used to write an entry in our notebook, and that is our diary. And now that we have our cell phones, our computers, we can do it in Facebook or in any social media account. But please be very careful when you post, especially your personal information. Okay? So sometimes you do it on Instagram, right? By your pictures or in FB story. Okay. So, and let's have Alyana's diary. Take note of the following events in her diary. Okay. On February 10, 2020, I had the best day ever. I woke up early morning and I could smell breakfast cooking downstairs. I jumped out of my bed, threw on my school clothes, and skipped down to the kitchen. A delicious breakfast of pancakes with syrup was waiting for me on the table, and I gobbled it down as quick as a flash. The next day, when I arrived at school, my teacher handed my homework back to me and a huge grin spread across her face. Guess what? I got 20 out of 20. I couldn't believe it. On the third day, we played volleyball and we all cheered when my team won. Of course, it was such a wonderful experience. On the fourth day, I came home with the most amazing surprise. My mom told me that we were going out to the cinema and to Pizza Hut for dinner. We had a fantastic time. Finally, on the fifth day, I had the chance to talk to my best friend abroad. We had a wonderful conversation. I was so happy to hear from her again. I thank God for all the fun things that happened this week, and I hope tomorrow is just as good. Okay, so let's see who listened to our story or text or the diary entry of Alyana. Okay, so who wrote the diary? Ken. Okay, very good. It's Alyana. And when did the first event take place? Okay, very good. That was on February 20. What was written on her first entry? Okay, that was when she woke up that day and she smelled what? Pancake and pancake with syrup. And she ate it or gobbled it as quick as a flash, just like what she said. Okay, did Alyana enjoy the weekdays? Yes, of course. Very good, children. Okay, now let's have a timeline. So in Facebook, you also have your timeline, right? So in timeline, you start with the day one or the very first day that you log in your Facebook or sign up with Facebook up until now. Okay, so the first to the last event. Now, if we're going to make a timeline of the event that happened in the diary, happened to Alyana, according to her entry on her diary, this will be like this. So we have the day one. She woke up early and ate a delicious breakfast, and that was pancake with syrup. Okay, on day two, she got perfect score on her homework. And what was the score? That was 20 over 20. Can you do that? I'm sure you can. Okay, so number three, day three, she played volleyball and their team won the game. Very good. And day 4, they went to the cinema and ate dinner at Pizza Hut. But for today or for this time, we cannot do that just like Alyana because remember, we are still or we on a pandemic or we are having a pandemic. So all of us should stay at home. Okay, so day 5, she had the chance to talk to her best friend abroad. Okay, now let's practice. Okay, you have to remember the events. Okay, so Ben showed us how to make ham and cheese sandwich. First, he got 2 slices of bread. Next, he spread mayonnaise on one slice. After spreading mayonnaise, he put the slice of ham and cheese on the other slice. Finally, he put it together. Okay, for the second time around, and try to imagine, okay? So Ben showed us how to make ham and cheese sandwich. First, he got 2 slices of bread. Next, he spread mayonnaise on one slice. After spreading mayonnaise, he put the slice of ham and cheese on the other slice, and finally he put it together. Okay, so how do we sequence events? Just like what we did on a timeline, okay, a while ago. So when we are going to sequence an event, okay, it should be connected by time order, of course. So the first event up to the second, third, and up to the last. Okay, so this means one event follows another in time, and each event logically follows the event that comes before. So the second event could not happen before the first event because we are sequencing. And when we sequence, we can use transition signals, okay? And you all know transition signals already because that was our lesson last week. Okay, so every event depends on what comes before it. And some writers tell events in the order in which this happened, and others, they are using clue words to show time order. Okay, so our story. Okay, so Jimbo was cleaning the room when a cat jumped on the table and startled him. He screamed and ran outside. After calming himself down, he went inside the room again and found the cat licking clean its kittens on one of the shelves. Okay, can you use the bubble diagram now? So just like what we did with the timeline, all you need to do is to insert the events that took place on the text, okay, that I have read a while ago. So we have how many oblong? Okay, we have 5. So write the first event that happened, second, on the third circle, the next third event, fourth, and the last event. Okay? So I'll just give you 5 minutes to do it, and I know you can.